Hey guys, and welcome to part 19 of my Let's Play of Sonic 06 for the PlayStation 3. Now last time, we finally completed Silver's story. Thank God. So now we can move on to, I think, a bit more of an underappreciated gameplay for the game. Shadow the Hedgehog. So, let us begin!
Transmission from HQ. There's an SOS coming from Dr. Eggman's base. Our last communication with our agent was 26 hours ago. We expect an immediate rescue. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Understood. Initiating the mission now.
That is a very loud cutscene. But yes, it does not deceive you. Shadow now works for Gun. You know, despite everything that happened in Sonic Adventure 2 and Shadow the Hedgehog, all the events from the past, everything, Shadow now works for them. I don't know why Shadow decided to make that choice, and again, Shadow, you should have landed on that. But there goes my bonus points. There goes more of my bonus points, and another. And another. How am I hitting these guys? I didn't touch that one. I ended up destroying almost all of the enemies that I didn't want to destroy, which means I missed out on my bonus points. Now I'm annoyed. I wanted my bonus points. But Shadow, he's pretty much the same as Sonic, because you saw right there, when I homing attacked onto the enemy, I sort of started doing this breakdance in the air. That is how Shadow can defeat the enemies. His homing attack recovery animation is slower than Sonic's, in case you want to prepare to do that attack instead. These guys are pretty suicidal, so you don't really need to worry about them very much, except for this guy. He lives. He had a bit more of a happy life than the others. Right, I'm probably going to end up hitting my silver medal again. I didn't want to collect it, but there we go. That's better. This is my second take, by the way. So, ooh, I want that red ring. I wanted that red ring! But, in my efforts to try and avoid getting a silver medal, I missed out on the red ring, and I still got the silver medal. Rainbow ring is what I meant to say, but I still got the silver medal. Yeah, again, you want to try and aim for the red ones. They are the leaders. Destroying the leaders wipes them all out. And you'll get bonus points for doing so. These towers, they will collapse very easily, and this is what I meant. That little spin that Shadow does there, that is his recovery animation, and it's a good deal slower than Sonic's, but thankfully, if we use Shadow's breakdance, we can defeat enemies pretty quickly. You have got to be a bit careful in this stage in particular. It is possible when you're homing attacking to get anywhere. Shadow can clip through the floor, and you can homing attack onto this switch. Okay, so White Acropolis is Shadow's first stage. The ending is a bit different compared to other stages. It's because at first it seems as though this is like, oh no, it's another one of those missions from Shadow the Hedgehog, but thankfully this isn't that sort of thing. There are references to Shadow the Hedgehog, because we still have vehicles. There are no weapons, and unfortunately because Shadow's only attack really is, his only useful attack is his breakdance kick, you kind of wish there were weapons. As much as I don't think they're welcome in Shadow the Hedgehog. Which is a game that is considerably worse than this. But, you know, Shadow, he's otherwise pretty much like Sonic. He doesn't get anywhere near as many upgrades, there's no gems, there's a few things I have yet to show off with him. Because for now we are in control of Rouge the Bat. So in Sonic Adventure 2, Rouge was pretty much the same as Knuckles. In Sonic Heroes, Rouge was pretty much the same as Tails. In Sonic 06, Rouge is pretty much a combination of Knuckles and Tails. She can She'll occasionally do that. I don't know what causes her to do that straight jump. I can't get anywhere when she does it. I don't know why she does that sometimes. But she can throw bombs like tails. If she's climbing a wall, she can also attach the bombs to a wall. That will explode after a while. Yes, they are hearts. If you are gliding and you hold down the button, you can throw a bunch of bombs. The longer you hold down the button, the more bombs you throw. I think she can throw a total of 5. What is in here? Oh, it's a Pringle. And she can glide and climb walls, and just like with Knuckles, her glide is pretty heavy. We'll get more into Rouge when we play as her in the next level. Spoiler warning, we play as her in the next level. Let's see if I can actually find all of these searchlights this time. This is where we think things get a little bit more Shadow the Hedgehog. Because we need to destroy all of these searchlights in order to finish the stage. The buggy controls well enough. It could have been a bit out. It could have been a bit better. There goes my ring bonus. And probably my S rank. But overall, I don't think the buggy controls are all that bad. It's a little bit stiff to turn, but other than that, I think it controls pretty fine. This is probably the best of Shadow's vehicles in the game. Which, well, let that be your warning. Shadow has a total of 4 vehicles in this game. He has the buggy, a motorbike, a hang glider, and a hovercraft. Each of them have their benefits and each of them have their weaknesses, except for the hovercraft. That one is just weaknesses. I don't think destroying this thing is going to get me anywhere. No, I don't think it did. It just sent me to another buggy. There are a few buggies in this game, in this level. And should you dismount a buggy, there's no fear that it's going to be perfectly gone should it explode or anything like that. Buggies, they will reload. Go on, Shadow, go on. Oh, no. Yeah, the buggies will reload, and that launch pad sends you right towards that robot. Thankfully, so hit that thing to the very far left, and you will just about avoid it. I would recommend also holding left because of that. And what you want to do, if you don't have the buggy, what you want to do is you want to keep homing attacking the tower, and eventually you'll make it up to the light. Sometimes it doesn't work immediately, and that's what you've got to do. Shadow does have one other form of attack. He has a leg sweep like Sonic, but you can actually have a combo. So if you keep pressing the button, you can perform this sort of tornado, which is pretty much useful to get... No, actually, there's a silver medal down here. I don't want that. It can be useful to get... well, you need it to get 1 silver medal, and that would be about it. Other than that, I've never really found any use for it. Shadow, don't walk on it. I need you to homing attack it. That's better. Oh, hey guys. Shadow fights a lot more of these red guys. They shoot their hands, but instead of, you know, making us a load of... Yeah, like instead of a load of bullets, they fire a load of lasers. And sometimes when Shadow's doing his breakdance, he doesn't actually need to be anywhere near the enemies, and he'll still kill them. Which is a bit weird. And another thing with Shadow's homing attack is that sometimes it just plain doesn't work. It happens with Sonic as well, but it happens more so with Shadow. And there's one particular section of Crisis City where it really doesn't like to work. But... you know, it actually tends to happen in this level most of all, but it will happen in his other stages. I would say Crisis City and White Acropolis are the worst when it comes to that. And you have got to be careful. When the buggy lands, it can take damage, which is annoying. And sometimes the vehicles will just take damage by themselves. I don't know why, but they can do. The buggy can shoot missiles. There are 2 types of weapons that come from the vehicles. The buggy and the hang glider can shoot missiles. They have a total of 2 of them. And the hovercraft and the motorbike have a machine gun, which has 100 bullets. If you leave it a few seconds, regardless of how much ammo is left, the weapons will always eventually reload, and for some reason the buggy is just very slightly missing this tower. Come on. Come on. camera is not helping, and Rouge, what are you doing? I'm defying gravity, Shadow. I can see that, Rouge. But that's not helping what we're doing here. We need to destroy these searchlights. I thought all we had to do was get to the goal ring. Not in this level. Maybe I have to destroy the towers. This is what happened last time. I ended up missing one of the searchlights. I don't know where they are. Maybe it's over there somewhere. Okay, you actually have to make the towers fall down. I don't know why we can't just break them, because they're just as useless, but now we have to make them fall down. But that is the only time we ever have to do anything like that. From here on out, no missions, no stupid Shadow the Hedgehog missions. It's just point A to point B, get to the goal ring. And I like that, because Shadow the Hedgehog is the second worst 3D Sonic game ever after Secret Rings. Sonic 06 I don't think is even on par with Shadow the Hedgehog in terms of how bad it is. More so, I don't like the GameCube version of Shadow the Hedgehog. PS2, potentially the worst. Worse than Secret Rings. I would probably still slightly give it to Secret Rings, but I think that Shadow the Hedgehog, until I played Secret Rings, that was the worst. Now, my game collection isn't the biggest, but I do think that when it comes to 3D Sonic games, or out of all the video games I've played, Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic and the Secret Rings are the worst of them all.
Don't you want to know what this is?
My assignment was to rescue you, nothing more.
Fine. With you, it's always business. It seems they don't want us to leave.
Let's get this over with.
Now, it might just look like we have to fight a bunch of robots, but no. Hello! Yeah, as it turns out, there's actually a second Cerberus. I don't know why, but there is another Cerberus, and I'm not sure if it's its paint or if it's just a nice little touch that it's actually covered in snow to represent that it's in White Acropolis. I like to think that it's snow. I don't know why I tried to do the Lightspeed Dash there, I don't have it yet. But otherwise, this thing is pretty much the same as all we had to do with Sonic. There's a few more enemies around, destroy them if you want bonus points. It still gets tired. I don't even know where it's gone. There it is. But it doesn't remain tired for quite as long. So you have got to be pretty quick. And this is where the unresponsiveness of Shadow's homing attack can be annoying. Because, you know, I tried to homing attack onto the rail and Shadow just stops right when he gets to the rail. As though he's attacking an enemy or something. He won't stop. He doesn't just grind on it. He just stops. When you're defeating the enemies, trying to stay in place for too long. There's no statues to run this thing into either, so we do have to damage it 4 times. But we've already seen this thing gets up a lot faster than it does with Sonic. You know, this is normal mode. We have the that was so close. Come on, damn it, Shadow. If it doesn't know where you are, it will just hunt around a bit. If you can get into the right position, it is possible to get up to the antenna when he's not tired, but it's very hard to do. Because he most likely is just going to try and shake you off. You know, he'll lean onto his back legs and he's just going to fall right off. Let's see if we can do it this time. Because again, oh come on, that's better. So let's try and lure him into the wall this time. There we go. The armor's gone, but that doesn't really make any difference. Yeah, I can never work out, is that snow or is that rust? I don't think it's snow, because that'd be a nice little touch, even if the snow is in areas you wouldn't expect them to be. His attacks, otherwise, are pretty much the same as they were for Sonic. Silver fought the Egg Genesis like Sonic did. Shadow fights Egg Cerberus like Sonic did. Is it quick enough? Can we get around the back? No, I think he's going to wake up before then. Okay. And yes, sometimes he will do that. And it is possible for the Egg Cerberus to actually... It is possible for Shadow to actually let go of the Egg Cerberus' antenna when he does that. Sonic will also do that in boss attack. And that thing in boss attack, it gets... the time it remains tied is even shorter. What the heck was that? I've never seen him do that. I did not know he could do that. I've never seen that before. Oh, that's what I meant. Sometimes he gets tied... Sometimes the amount, how long it takes for him to recover is faster. I'm certainly not getting my S rank. For some reason, he remained tired for a much shorter amount of time. I don't know what causes that. There are times where it just seems to recover a lot faster. It's very annoying when it does that. And if there's another thing that is annoying about playing with Shadow, it's that with every single, I wouldn't really say step, but you can constantly hear the sound of his shoes. And you can always hear the character's footsteps in this game. That was technically introduced in Sonic R. I believe it's the first one to do that, and unfortunately, it happens in this game as well. You can hear every single step they take, and when it comes to Shadow, you can constantly hear the sound of his hover skates. I think Shadow the Hedgehog was the first one to do it, but it seemed inconsistent on how loud it was. In this game, you can always hear it, and because Shadow is so slow, compared to previous games, you're going to be hearing it a lot more. So, unfortunately, it's not the last game to do that. Black Knight does that as well. That's why I don't really play as Sir Lancelot in Black Knight. And that's not quite an S rank. Damn it, so close. It's because he recovered. Actually, I still only had one ring, so it wouldn't have made any difference. But no, it would have done. I would have had more time bonus. But yeah, Egg Cerberus, first boss of Sonic, and the first boss of Shadow. We're not going to be seeing it again until boss attack, thankfully. You're not, I will. I like my S ranks. I want my S ranks. How did we get here?
Ah, Soliana, the city of water. It has a constitutional monarchy, you know. The primary industries are tourism and crafting precision machinery.
And that is your bit of useless information for the day.
Current sovereign is Princess Elise III.
The third?
Why does Eggman's base lead to an odd place like this?
How should I know? I just followed my orders and retrieved the item. Anyway, I have a little favor to ask of you. Could you escort me to the GUN rendezvous point?
Where's the rendezvous point?
It's the ancient castle of Soliana in Kingdom Valley.
They never refer to them as gun in this game like they do in Shadow the Hedgehog. They always just call them GUN. I don't know why. Maybe gun sounded a bit too violent this time around, even though Shadow the Hedgehog's Peggy 12, Sonic 06 is Peggy 12. So, I don't know why they don't just say gun. They're called GUN. So we are now in Soliana. And, well, we're going to be stopping for the moment. So next time, we will be going into the next stage of Shadow's story. And that requires us to get to the other hub world, the Soliana Forest, where we're going to be doing something that really aggravates me about Shadow, not Shadow, about Sonic and Silver's stories. So I'll see you guys then.